Cool. Salutations to the prime 747 24/7 361 degrees. All right. Hopefully, we are in the place to be. Everything is going well. We're getting a good sound check before we proceed to give you what you need. What's up? Peace to the family. Ucha. All right, it's sounding good. It's sounding really good. It's sounding really good. Let's begin. Shout out to the goddesses. Peace to the gods. 747 24/7 361 degrees. I am your host, Solar Prime Supreme 131, Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code Movement. Let's begin. Shout out to you if you're in the building.
Go out, save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out, save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out.
I want to say kum and salutations to the primes. Peace to everybody in the building. What's going on? Everything is sounding good. We'll begin. I want to say I love y'all. Thank you for everybody that has been supporting. Shout out to sister and mother, grandmother, Denise in the building. Peace. Peace and hair grease. Peace to everybody watching in the YouTube as well as the Facebook. What's going on, y'all? All right, we feeling good. We feeling really good. So, as you know, we're having an event in Charlotte, North Carolina, which will be March 22nd of this cycle. I will be happy to see the family. Hopefully you'll attend the event. All right, it's definitely going to be beautiful. But for right now, it's just a mission, man. I'm gonna be up in Charlotte next week. I'm gonna do a little bit promotion. I'm gonna go out there, stomp the yard a little bit, have a little bit of fun with the family. I'm also gonna be visiting Cabell's Landing. Wow, it is a legendary estate. You know, brother in chief Rex Cabell, he will be hosting me, and you know, it's definitely going to be experience. I'm gonna spend a couple days out there in the woods. I'm gonna be doing my meditation. Your boy is really gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. Shout out to Rex Cabell, Cabell's Landing. You already know. I can't wait to show up. Cabell's Landing powwow. I'm gonna be in the building. What else I want to say before I begin to build? I just want to say I love y'all. What's up? Share the video. Let's do something really, really, really spectacular. Let's get this thing popping. All right. If you are near the Charlotte region, please make sure that you show up. March 22nd, we are going to get it in. So you know it's going to be a tribal function. It's going to be a tribal focus event. All right? We're going to have a lot of people coming out from everywhere. But regardless to that, you know, I just want to give y'all good information. I want to share the Messiah Code with everybody that loves and appreciate, you know, something new that can add to their awareness. All right. So if I haven't formally introduced myself, I am Solar Prime Supreme 131, Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code movement. All right. So you might say, well, what is a Messiah? Because a lot of people talk about Messiahs and so forth, and it seems like it's really cult-like when you say yo, it's really cult-like when you say Messiah. They be like, woo. You be like, yo, a nigga can be gods. Y'all can be gods. Y'all can be any damn thing but a damn Messiah. Somebody, I don't mean to be bugging out, but it's just for real, man. Like, y'all can be anything but Messiahs, man. Soon somebody say Messiahs, people start getting real cult-like. It's not even like that. A Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular group or cause. Real simple. Or a Messiah is one who is preparated for war. Hopefully you prepare for the war that you have to face yourself, the lower and the higher self, and you have to bring balance in between those. So that's what that's about. All right. And another thing, like a Messiah is, you know, you think about it. When you think somebody carrying the title of Messiah, it's work to be done. It's people to be saved. See, a lot of people want to be gods for all the admiration and all the worship, you know, and want to be emperors for all the conquering and all the slaying. But when I'm saying Messiahs, I'm talking about putting in work, y'all. All right, it's somebody to be saved. All right, so today's topic, what I want to talk about is, I want to talk about the calling. And I want to say for each and every one of us, we have a calling of sort that, you know, we should answer. All right, I don't know if this sounds more or less cliche or whatever like that, but it is. Like, we all have a purpose. We all have something to fulfill on this planet. And what I want to share today with you is, hopefully, I'll give you the motivation to pick up the call. Look, we have a life to live. We have something to do. We have something to experience. And that experience is God itself. All right. So, you know, when I take you to the throne real quick, we're going to go to the upper and lower throne right now. The upper and lower throne. Because that upper and lower throne represents the throne that precedes over heaven and hell. That's your 4-4 right there. All right, like the chair you sit on with 4 legs, 4-4. All right, north, east, south, and west. You know, what else I'm gonna say? You know, multiplication, adding, division, and subtraction. There go your 4s again. The 4 elements: fire, air, earth, and water. So we getting on our 4s right now. Okay, so it says there is one body and one spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were what? Called. When you were called. All right? One. And that's the body of the Messiah. It's the network. That's what they're talking about. You know, when I said that religion more or less was expelled and everything that preceded, you know, religion was expelled, what I was talking about is the network that you must answer to and pick up the phone to fulfill the calling. All right? Because you must take what you need from these spiritualities and move forward. I'm just saying. You must take what you need and extract what's necessary for your greater purpose, for your calling. All right? Because each one of us have a phone number. And that phone number is our log date, how we logged in space and time. Some say we were born. But you know, the Messiah said that you can be born again over and over again, learning new things, seeing new aspects of life. That's what it was really all about when you embrace the greater lessons. All right? So, yeah, and another thing, when you go to 1 Corinthians 12:27, when it breaks down, it says, now you are the body of the Messiah, and each one of you are part of it. See, this is the thing I be like really wrestling with a lot of people, because people say, yo, you bringing a new message, but in actuality, this is a message of old. This is a message that has been there. All right? You just had to uncover it. You had to unravel it for what it needed to be in your life. All right? But each one of us have something to perform in this body of what we call the Messiah. Each one of us have a role to fulfill in this body of what we call the Messiah. And each one of us have a functionality of in this body of what we call the Messiah. It's up to you to know yours. All right? So, for instance, you think about it. The feet don't play the same part as the hands. They play a whole different role when it comes to the functionality of the body, but they operate with very important roles, all right, that one needs to adhere to, all right? And it deals with the spirituality of the hierarchy of oneself, all right? For instance, you know, when you ask the universe, you say to the universe to take your feet somewhere. When you ask the universe to take you somewhere, take your feet, you know, what you're saying is, you know, you're asking the universe to guide you into the right places. See, these feet don't really belong to you. I'm going to keep it real, because they were given to you by the universe for you to utilize it for a spiritual purpose. All right? For you to experience the will of the universe. But a lot of us don't want the don't want to give the universe the will, to take over the wheel. All right? But everything moves with the rhythm of life. Okay? Now, when you give the universe your feet, you ask the universe to move you in the right direction. All right? This is the functionality of the feet, because the feet actually take you on a spiritual journey. It takes you in the journey within yourself, because every time you stepping within. For instance, let's say if you think about the planet is what? 24,901 miles, right? And then you take that and divide that by 31. So you got 31 feet around you. So, you know, for every foot that you take is literally like probably like 800 and something miles. Every feet is literally, you know, connected to 800 and something miles. All right? It's a dynamic between you, the planet, the earth, and everything around you. Is just in your mind. You just got to operate from the dot. Okay? You can imagine the whole universe. You can put the whole universe in your mind if you're able to perceive it. All right? And you can travel anywhere you want to go utilizing the body of the Messiah. That's something that I wanted to share with you that's very special. See, because the tools that, you know, that create or make the body are also the tools that make and create your body, which is the sacred geometry. All right? The sacred geometry, you start off from the dot, 361 degrees. All right? They say it's 360. It could be if you're not operating from the dot. But each one of us are operating from the dot. We're operating from the center, and we see everything around us as a perceivable reality. Either it's a verisimilitude or it's an actual realism. It's something realism that we're experiencing. Now, verisimilitude is basically like something that you think is reality, but it's not reality. It seems real, but it's totally not real. They got so many elements of realness, but it's not real. It's a duplicated fabricated reality that they have given us to accept. All right, but we're not going to accept it because we know the universe grows and grows and grows, and we continue to grow and grow and grow as well. All right, so now I'll take you even to what's that? First Corinthians 12:12. Let's do that. Let's do that one. So when we go to First Corinthians 12:12 through 13, just as the body, though one, has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with the Messiah. For we were all baptized by one Spirit, so as to form one body. Whether Jews, Gentiles, slave free, or whatever you want to talk about, yeah, we were all given one Spirit to drink. And this is something that I explain to people. Like, for instance, a lot of the Muslims, when they want to argue and say, man, Allah is one, like, that doesn't make sense. Allah is one because, yes, Allah is one if you want to account for wholeness. If you want to say Allah makes you whole or Allah makes me whole, yeah, I can say Allah is one, but it's not one like how you talking about it. It doesn't embrace that type of spirit when you talking about Allah is one. I would rather say Allah is wholeness. Allah makes you whole. The things that Allah, rains upon you, the actions of Allah make you whole. All right. So that is oneness. And that and we're not going to argue because a lot of people, they argue about the name of God. Instead of arguing about the name of God, I just deal with the number, and the number is wholeness. How you want to deal with that? Okay, so let's move forward. We can go to Romans 12:5. What's that? Romans 12:4 through 5. All right, and this will be talking about the same idea of what I'm sharing with you today. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in the Messiah we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. You hear that? You hear that? Like I said, this is not an old message. This is not an this is not a new message. My fault. I'm sorry. This is not a new message. This message is totally old, and it will be here for the rest of time. All right? For each of us has one body with many members. Yes, many members. Okay? And these members do not all have the same function. That's what I was just talking about. All right? So in the Messiah, we, though form one body, each member belongs to all the others. Meaning that you got to look out for your brother. You got to look out for your sister. You got to start loving people. That's one of the things that they attacked on us, that they really tried to take away from us. They tried to take the love. They tried to make the love run cold with the people. All right? So, yes, each member belongs to all others. Meaning that, how would you feel if you lose a finger or lose your hand? That's a part of your body. That's how you got to treat your brother. That's how you got to treat your sister. And that's how you got to treat the people that you love, or the people that deserve love. Now, let me talk about love real quick, because a lot of people, they want to they think love is like money or something that you how excuse me, how they you see somebody on the street and you say, yo, I'm gonna give you some love, right? And you give them some money. That's not love, because love is not to be sprinkled around like that. I'm just saying, like, for instance, like, love is not to be sprinkled around like that. It's to be cherished in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Love is like the golden the golden nugget that shines so bright even in a dark place. All right, so when you handing out something, you're not really handing out love. All right, you're handing out pity. All right, when you giving out love, you're giving out something that's true from your heart. All right, that is deserved. It's something that someone deserves. Okay, and that's earned. And we earn that love throughout the body of the Messiah, sharing that love with one another, performing the role that each one of us has to perform as the body part that we are. All right. So moving forward, even when you go to John 1:41, when you go to John 1:41, it talks about this, and this is when I break it down, because when he says he first find his own brother Simon and says unto him, we found the Messiah, which is being interpreted as Christ. A lot of people argue with me and say, yo, what is the difference between the Messiah conscious and the Christ conscious? All right. Well, we are the ones for the oneness, if anything I can tell you. And the ones for the oneness are the ones that stand on the mount. And the ones that stand on the mount are the ones that deal with the Messiah spirit. Because, excuse me, for everybody that's on a 90-day water fast and cleansing, it's the 18th day. Put your water up. Listen, it says right there, we first find of his brother, and says unto him, we found the Messiah, which is being interpreted as Christ. So if somebody say, yo, his name is such and such, but we call him Peekaboo or something like that. We call him Peekaboo or something like that. We call him Peekaboo, but his name is Messiah. Are you going to call him Peekaboo or Messiah? You're going to call him Messiah because his mama called him Messiah. You'll call him what his mama called him. You'll say, yo, man, call him what his mama called him, because they interpret him as Christ. But we found when they was lost, they found the Messiah. They didn't found the Christ. They found the Messiah when they was lost. All right? I mean, just saying. Because, you know, when you think about it, Christism is a form of Hellenism. Hellenism is the assimilation of Greek concepts and cultures. Did they not give us hell? Did they not give us hell? All right, I'm just saying. They gave us hell. They gave us a lot of hell when they gave us that Christ. And a lot of y'all still don't want to get out of that hell. But we that were lost, we found the Messiah, which is interpreted as Christ. There you go, booyah. Got you again. Got you again. Got you again. All right? Yeah, we were lost, but now we're found, and we found the Messiah, which is interpreted as Christ. It's what they're interpreting as Christ. All right? But a Messiah, again, is a leader or savior of a particular group or a cause. Shout out, can I get a like? Can I get a heart? Can I get a share if you care? Peace to all the Messiahs in the building. Like I said, a lot of people don't like when I say Messiahs. Yo, Lamel, I ain't Jesus. Yo, y'all stop tripping. Listen, I said, yo, we Messiahs. Yo, Lamel, hold up. Lamel, let me talk to you. Yo, hold up. Lamel, let me talk to you for a second. I ain't Jesus. Y'all gotta stop it. Yo, y'all gotta stop that. Y'all gotta stop it. I'm gonna have some fun real quick. Yo, y'all really gotta stop that. Listen, go save the world. Save your world. You don't got to save the planet, but save your world, all right? Shout out to the Messiahs. For real.
Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. Save the world, save the world, save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world. Go out. I feel like that I can save the world.
Just saying. Save the world, man. You don't got to save the planet. You can save your portion of the world, man. Just keep it basic. You know, that's what it's all about. Just saying, keeping it honest. All right. So, yeah, we found the Messiah. We were lost. Now we found the Messiah, which is interpreted as Christ. And the Messiah is a network. Real simple. Real simple. It's nothing spectacular about that. All right. You got to tap into the network. Okay. It's many ways to tap into the network. All right. Listen. Anytime you move your hands in a certain type of way, anytime you really like this or like this, you're tapping into the station. You got to think about the universe like a station that you're tapping into. And every way that you place your hands is the way that you move the antenna. Shout out to everybody that's going to show up at Charlotte Rise Up. You know what it is. It's going to be a tribal focus event March 22nd. Free will offering entry. Yes. Free will offering entry. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it right, and we're going to do it out of sight. I mean, yeah. Well, in sight. In plain sight. Let me continue to build real quick. I love y'all. I just wanted to have fun and just enjoy the moment. That's all. The resurrection. All right. So it will be with the resurrection of the dead. The body that is sown is perishable. It is raised imperishable. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is raised in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown in a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. If there is a natural body, there is also a spiritual body. Booyah cow. Booyah cow. Booyah cow. There you go, right there. There go the lessons. There go the lessons. So it will be with the resurrection of the dead. We talking about the mentally dead, yo. We talking about when you was feeling dead. Like, damn, life is just the same thing over and over again. Man, damn, it's no hope. Man, it's where the love at. Yo, things is just crazy. It was so much going on to the point that you felt lifeless at one point. All right? But it was a resurrection of that deed. All right? The body that is sown perishable. It is raised imperishable. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. If there is a natural body, there is also a spiritual body. Cool. We are that body. The body of resurrection, the body of the Messiah, the body of Osiris. The body of Osiris. Yeah, we all of that in a bag of chips. A bag of bio chips, if you want to say it like that. Say, really? Yeah, we programmed the data. We programmed the data. The biochip is the body that we program to operate the mind on a higher spiritual frequency. It's to learn the mind. That's all the body is for. Man, that would blow you out when you think about it. You say, man, for real? Everything that's on your body, you are supposed to overcome because it's an aspect of your mind. What do you think you here on this planet for, man? We on this planet to overcome or come back. You want to be a part of the crew that come back, or you want to be a part of the crew that overcome? Because a lot of us came back. Let's be a part of the crew that overcomes this time. That's why you here. Everything that's a reflection of you that's going on, physically, mentally, whatever it is a part of a dynamic that you must conquer. This is the portal. This is the gateway. All right? If anything I can tell you, Earth is the portal, man. Yo, it's like they said, it is like we exist in somewhat of a void. I think it's called the CBT. I don't know what they call it. But I'm going to tell you, it is a void. It's a real void that we live in, that our whole galaxy is in. Our whole universe, if you want to call it. Like, we exist in a void. So, you know, the only way we can get out is through the mind. It's the only way we're going to get out of this void is with the mind. Trust me on that. We have to learn what we need in the mind. Everything a part of the body is a higher functionality of the mind. And it's a node of the network. That's what it is. All right? Yes. We are that body of the Messiah. We are the body of the Messiah. Manifestation and resurrection. We are that body of the Messiah. That's what we are. This is a diagram. This is a diagram to travel the universe right here. That's what this is. This is a diagram to travel the universe. Okay? And if you would like to travel the universe, all you have to do is just utilize the body. We are the body of the Messiah. All right? Peace to the family. Let's build. Today's the 18th. All right? Today's the 18th day. Okay? Of the 90-day water fast and cleansing. Now, when you think about 18, it's called the root or the wraith. All right? Just giving you a little bit of information about it. The number 18 guards the left shoulder. Everything on the left side of the body, everything on the left side of the body deals with right brain functionality. All right? Everything on the left side of the body. So let's say the number 18, yeah, it's on the left side of the body, but it controls right brain activity. All right? So the number 18, yeah, it's the letter R. It stands for root or wraith. Ra, 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 ra. The letter R. The letter R is actually a role of the tongue. All right? But it also represents the role of the spirit. All right? So you have the roots or the wraith. Now, this is an important conversation because there is a new force of opposition. There's a new force of opposition that we must face in this day and time. And that force of opposition is called the wraith. All right? The devil, or what you consider to be the devil, turned in his card. All right? And that was in Job 1:6. When he turned in his card, he was like, basically, he came in and paid his dues because he knew it was a force greater than himself. But there is a force that is worse than what you thought was the devil. And that force is called the Wraith. And this is what I share with you today. All right. Now, I explained the Wraith in 2 books or 3 books so far. One in the Gemini Project, I explained the Wraith. Also, I explained the Wraith in the Book of Wraith, as well as in the Secrets of La. All right. In the Book of Wraith, I talk about the origins of what the Wraith are. Okay. And I talk about their descendants and how the 200 fallen angels are actually different aspects or different children of these energy vampires. All right. So these are the ones that I warned you about on this 18th day. All right. They're the ones that, more or less they can touch you and take your energy. Okay. And you have different classes of Wraith. Okay. You have also a Wraith that is called the Noble Wraith. And the Noble Wraith would be a healer. Meaning that they're not a life stealer, they're a life healer. Okay. So they have a species that's a part of them that is the counter opposite, that is one for healing. And we had these type of species in our midst years back. The killers. And then we got the healers, if you think about it. We have that still today. Now, this, you can take this symbolically, of course, because everything I say to you is really, it goes in a symbolic nature. And you have to apply it in a surreal manner. That's the only thing I can tell you. Yeah, it's symbolic, but you must apply it in a surreal manner. All right? So, the Wraith or the Ra. You know how in Hebrew, Ra'ah could be like disagreeable, but and then in Egyptian culture, Ra is good. I don't know. It's something like that, I think. You got the roots, the ones that, like, it's in your heart to go after the roots of things. Like, you want to find out where you come from. What is life about? What is God? Right? Those are the ones that are the roots. And then you got the Wraith, the ones that don't care about none of that. They just want to destroy. They just want to suck up. They just want your money. They just want everything. They don't care about, like, you can throw money on them and say, yo, come on and pray with me for a little bit. And they'll pray with you a little bit because you threw money on them. Or you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like your children. I'm just saying, think about your children. You gotta put something over them to see what they gravitate towards in a certain type of way, to make them see their nature. I'm just saying, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Or certain people that's in your midst, what they gravitate towards. They gravitate towards money or something that's shiny, or they gravitate towards something that's the principle of it. All right. That's what the root and the Wraith is about. That's the lesson of it. All right. Your heart has to be in this. Your heart has to be in this God situation. If you say you in it, or you on that God, you walk in that path of God, or even if somebody like introduce it, you can't force it on anybody. You have to really allow them to let their heart decide it. All right. And hopefully by participation, their heart will come in and say, you know what, this is where I need to be. That's the difference between the roots and the Wraiths. All right. The roots always are trying to find home. Home is where your heart is. Trust me. You got a family here on this earth, but this is not your only family. I think the family here on your earth is more like brothers and sisters. Even if you have children, they're still your brothers and sisters. This will blow your mind, my analogy of it. It's just a thought. Think about it. I can take you to Let me see if I can do this. But when I take you to Psalms, right? 82, when it said all of you are the children of the Most High, right? If all of us are children of the Most High, that makes the Most High our ultimate parent, right? Our ultimate parent, the parent, the Most High. I think the Most High is a combination of female and male principle, the divine feminine masculine. I think that personally, so it brings about balance. But you know what I'm saying, like if you think about children, yeah, we have children, but they grow up to be adults. All right, they'll always be our children in a certain type of way, but we are all children of the Most High. Am I right? Or are we not children of the Most High? You just whatever. You just got it all. You just you at the top of the totem pole. I'm just saying, everything, all creation is the children of the Most High. So I think about everything in this world is like we're brothers and sisters. This is my personal analogy. It's not saying that I go with it like that, but just sharing some thoughts about it, because if you think about we're all brothers and sisters, no matter what, even if you have children, they're still like your brothers and sister in a certain type of way. They're just a clone of you. That'll blow your mind. You think about it. Just think about it. Like, whoa, they're just clones of me, and they're my brothers and sister. We're all children of the Most High. Wow. Dang. We'll treat each other in a different respect, because a lot of people abuse children and then they come back and haunt their ass when they grow up, right? Right? They come back and smack them up. Yo, what up, BK? Shout out to Alaska in the building. Shout out. Yeah, the children come back and beat up on them because they remember when they was being treated bad. They wasn't just a kid, they was really a being. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have children, right? And they expect their children, they're not beings. They're actually real beings. And when whatever you do to them in the past, they remember that in the present. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what I think. Shout out to Noble. What's up? Peace to everybody watching in the Facebook, YouTube, as well as the TikToky. All right. I would just giving my personal analogy of some things. That's it. And I wanted to share some ideas of what you think about that. Okay. But, just breaking it down and going back to the build, people were in the Matrix, and the only way they got out of the Matrix is they had to pick up the phone. Today's date is Root or Wraith, which is the 18th letter. You got the 18th letter. Know the R, for real. The 18th letter, which is Ra. The soul can go any way it wants to go. All right. Root or Wraith. You got those that follow the roots, that are looking to follow the root home, and those that are trying to destroy it. Now, hopefully you got the feeling of the difference. You know the feeling of the difference. And if you're a part of that pack, you can change it. All right. But the Wraith is the greater devil. The Wraith is the ones that were left open from the pit. See, when they did this, when they with the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, this is when they let out the Wraith. This was part of it. This is a part of an event to change the world itself, because they also did it through music to speed up. See, Wraith is where you got Molech. Molech is the head of the Wraith. And I'm gonna say curse his name, but Molech is the head of the Wraith. And this is one of the beings that they aim to release. Now, symbolically, it is a spirit force. Yo, I can't find that video that we recorded in the car. Oh, that's what's up, man. We'll figure it out. I'll send it to you. But anyhow, yeah, they let the Wraith out, man. And they did it through music in a certain type of way. They kept on speeding up music. Speeding up music, if you notice. Music just kept on speeding up. Even when you listen to slow music nowadays, it's still fast. All right? They did that in order for certain dimensional spirits to walk in you. So they can move in you because you are on that same vibratory tone. Think about it. Like you got children that's listening to music like drill music and other things like that, and they literally going crazy. Heavy metal music, you know, all this weird music. You can't even listen to real R&B now. Real R&B is not even R&B no more. R&B is not really R&B. I'm just saying it's something else of what they're doing. They're doing something with the music and they're doing something with the message. All of this was a part of the deployment of the Wraith. They had to change the tone of the planet. And once they did that, it was easy for them to creep in. If anything, I can tell you. So, yeah, it goes really deep. It goes really deep because, you know, that the Wraith, they figured out ways to awaken the Wraith in you. Because a lot of these drugs are remnants of what the Wraith was. All right? And I got you. And I'm going to tell you the drugs that are Wraith drugs. All right? So the first drug that is a classification of a Wraith drug would be it would be crack cocaine. And you say, well, why is that? See, they utilize crack cocaine, and this is not the first one, but this is one of the many Wraith drugs. All right, they utilize crack cocaine to literally keep the Wraith awake all night long, so the Wraith can hunt and kill without remorse. Because literally, you know, the warriors of the past, you know, when they had warriors, this, and crack is an ancient formula. Crack is not something that they just invented. They used to give crack cocaine to certain warriors or to warriors in order to keep them up all night so they can hunt and kill without remorse, because all they want is that crack. That's all they want. So they'll go hunt, they'll go kill, they'll go steal without any remorse, long as they just get that crack. That is a Wraith drug. All right. Now, another Wraith drug, you know, was heroin that they brought about, because when the Wraith was up all night, they had to figure out a way to put them to sleep, because they figured, man, we need to put them to sleep. And then what the Wraith realized is that crack was a psychological drug. It was a psychological drug. It wasn't a physical drug. So long as the man was strong in his mind, he can quit crack. Or the warrior, they can quit crack and go away from, you know, the regiment. They can go away from the army and go back home. You know what I'm saying? And detox. All right. So the wizards, or what you call like the witch, the ones that had did witchcraft of that day and time, the witchcraft was drugs. Okay. Where do you think pharmacy comes from? Pharmakeia. In the Bible, pharmakeia means sorcery. Come on. Pharmakeia is the same place that people go to get medicine, or what they perceive as medicine, because it's not the cure. It's not the cure, so obviously it's the medicine. It's something to bring you back. It's a spell. It's nothing but a spell. They had wizards and warlocks and witches that did the same thing. Not the witches that you thinking about that people are saying are righteous witches nowadays, and they just making it so cliche. No, not them. I'm talking about the real warlocks, the real wizards and witches that were really demented, and they played with necromancy and so many other things. All right, listen, man, this goes deep. This goes deep. I don't even really know if I want to go there with y'all with this one, but it really, 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 really goes deep. It's so deep. It's like, it's scary almost. It's really scary because the Wraith are in our, they're around us. They're all around us. So they could be one of you. I'm just saying, for real, for real. The Wraith could be one of you. They could be your children. Because we have inbreeded with so many people, we don't even know what's what. All right? So many species. We're a product of so many species. And Wraith come in all classes. All right? But hear me out. So they had the crack cocaine to keep the Wraith all night long, so he can hunt without remorse, kill and steal, as well as, not even, and shut off the Wi-Fi. Remember, the Wi-Fi is the love. See, love is like a Wi-Fi, y'all. Like, for instance, mama bear, think about baby bear. You think about your children, right? You got a Wi-Fi with your children of love. Long as they in that love, you know where they at. That's the Wi-Fi. That's what we call the MeWe. All right? Once they get out of that love, you don't know where they at. For instance, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So, like, you love your child, right? And your child loves you. They in the love of what you want for your child. But the moment they step out of that love, you lose the Wi-Fi. You don't know where they at. You thinking, yo, where they at? Yeah, where they going? Because they stepped out of the love for that moment. Thus, the Wi-Fi was lost. Long as you connected with that Wi-Fi, you always know where each other are at. All right? So, moving forward, yeah, they utilize crack and other drugs to shut off the Wi-Fi. All right? Now, going to the Heron. Yeah, because like I said, the Wraith, what he realized was he can shake himself long as he's mentally strong off the crack. But what happened was they figured, oh man, so we're going to give him something else. We're going to give him Heron to either put him to sleep or to keep them physically addicted. Now it's attachment to this drug. You physically got an attachment to this drug. Thus, it's the Heron. So if someone tries to break out of it, they start to go into all types of things, like, side effects of, wanting to separate themselves from the drug. It attaches themselves to that person, and forevermore, it's a part of their being. For real. So yeah, that was your Heron. And then you had your Heron, your crack, you had your meth. Your meth was to keep the Wraith in an illusionary state. Like when they had the warriors out there, they wanted to keep them in illusionary state because a lot of the warriors were killing kids. They were killing kids, y'all. They were killing women. They were killing children. This is ancient information that I'm giving you. This is ancient wizardry that they were utilizing in the wars to awaken the Wraith in you, because the Wraith was asleep. The Wraith was dormant. The Wraith wasn't, it was dormant, it was sleep. But they gave all the warriors these things in order for them to kill at will. All right? To fulfill a bloodthirst, a real bloodthirst. So yeah, they gave the Wraith meth. Meth is an old formula. Meth is not a new formula. It is something that they've been had. And they gave it to the warrior class. The reason why they gave it to the warrior class, because they were killing women, children, babies. They were killing everything moving. And they were doing horrendous things that you can't even imagine. So you know what they gave them? They gave them meth so they can be in illusionary state so they don't see these things. They see something else. It's like a video game. They going through the video game, they thinking they killing a bad person and they actually killing a child. Oh man, it rings a bell, right? It feels like that now. Like a lot of us thinking we doing a good task and we killing the child of God. I'm trying to tell you, this is what I'm sharing with you on the 18th day. When I learned this on the 18th day, it blew my mind about the rape. I thought the battle with the devil was over. But once I realized that the devil turned in his card, he's not really the enemy no longer. No, he's not. The devil is always going to be the devil. Didn't Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that? He said, man, you can't reform the devil. He said the devil's always going to be the devil. You trying to take the devil out of the job by trying to reform him. Let the devil be the devil. All right? Now you can take that however you want to take it. But what I'm telling you, it's real serious when I'm telling you that. He turned in his card, but he's still the devil. If God or the universe said, I need you to wipe out something, he come through like a hurricane and slash things. Or he come through like an earthquake and break things up. Yeah, the devil is still working for God's purpose. But the devil turned in his card because it's another force that's more demented than himself. And that's the Wraith. All right? So they gave the Wraith 3 different drugs in order to awaken him or her. They gave the Wraith the crack cocaine. All right? So the Wraith can hunt without remorse and steal. All right? And also stay up all night. So when you tired, the Wraith not tired. He's still up killing. He's still up killing. All right? They gave the Wraith heroin to put him to sleep. To keep his mind asleep. All right? To keep his mind asleep. They gave the Wraith heroin. Or to put him to sleep after the crack. Because he was killing so much. And they gave the Wraith also meth. In order to keep him in an illusionary state. Because he was killing babies. He was killing women. And he was doing horrendous things. So the Wraith are real. The Wraith are real. The Wraith are in you. Somebody said, well, what about marijuana, LaMail? What about marijuana? They used to call that reefer. Isn't that reefer or reefer? Reefer? Didn't they call marijuana a reefer or reefer? Marijuana is not a drug. If anything, it would remind you or bring remembrance of the ancestors or remembrance of what happened. Or remembrance of something that happened in the past or in the present. I'm just saying. It's not a drug. It's not something that you whip up in the kitchen. It's not something that you whip up in the kitchen. That's a drug. All right? And all the great ones, connected with the spirit. If you want to know. Whether utilizing it for medicinal purposes or smoking it. Just keeping it real. No puns intended. But marijuana was a very powerful, and it's many other herbs. It's not just marijuana. I'm not just saying for smoking. It's so many herbs that are utilized for medicinal purposes. You can utilize marijuana for rubbing on your body. In so many ways, people just choose to smoke it. But that is not a reefer. That is not a Wraith drug. That is not even a drug, period. All right? Now, again, you got to look out for these energy vampires. Okay? But just like anything, you can abuse it too. I'm going to say that. If you do too much of anything, it's bad for you. Let me keep it real. If you eat too many strawberries, it's bad for you. You'll be pooping all over the place. If you eat too many You know, okay, everything is in, you got to know what you're doing with anything. All right, just keep it real. And they also did certain things like this for, meditation. Not saying that you need it, because it's not like that. See, because how what I realize about how the universe functions is what's good for me is not good for you. That's what I realized too. Because each one of us has a certain way our spirit, our soul, our whatever vibrates in order for us to generate the highest capacity of who we are. That was the discussion I had a couple days ago about purity. When I said, purity, something that's pure is pure whatever. Pure you is exposing yourself to your will that you must fulfill. That's the pure you, not the pure me. Collectively, we have the pure us. All right, which has special elements or compartments that represent significant roles that each one of us play. All right, messiahs. Okay, so what else I wanted to say on here? Yeah, we are the body of the Messiah, of course. I'm glad that this broadcast went really well. Thank you for giving me your time. It really means something to me. It really means a whole lot. So let me review this information real quick, because I want all of this to resonate with everyone. So it's no questions. Everything is right there and exact. No whatever. Everybody's on point. Everybody figure it out. We know what we talking about. All right? Because I don't want to be arguing with people, and I don't want to be going through a situation where people don't understand what we're talking about. What is a Messiah? Real simple. This is our motto. A Messiah. What is a Messiah? What? They can say a Jewish deliverer, blah, 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 blah. We don't go that. We don't deal with that. A Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or cause. That's the second meaning when you look it up. When you look it up. Because we're not applying it to a Hebrew nation or a Jewish type of situation. A Messiah can be applied in many ways. A Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or cause. All right. So now let's go to another thing. So just in case anybody asks you, Kum, 103 minutes. It says a leader, particular group or cause. All right. The Messiah Code. This is from the 131 memorandum, and I like to share this information with y'all because I think everyone should master the 131 memorandum, because it tells you everything it gives you an idea of what we truly represent as a movement. So it says, the Messiah Code is an archive of information that is, has been, and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. The greater consciousness of thought, the hard drive of self-awareness. How can I explain what the codex is? A combination of all matter and antimatter. In actuality, you can consider it a combination of all things. We call this the network, the tone of the universe. Whoa. Just a little bit. All right. So, the Messiah Code is an archive of information. It's an archive of information. We just keep on logging it. We keep on writing it down. We keep on logging it. We keep on jotting it down, putting it in your diary of sort. Yeah, it's an archive. You got to archive it of information that is, has been, and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. All right. So, the mainframe is what we call, in the new age of information, reality itself. It's the mainframe, because you can program reality. You can literally program it. Okay? Now it says a combination of all matter and antimatter, meaning all law, Allah, all things, all laws, all things, all laws, all law. You know, a combination of all matter and antimatter. But when it says the greater consciousness of thought, the hard drive of self-awareness, the hard drive of self-awareness, meaning that you putting it in your memory bank. So you learning God through an experience. It says, look, how can I explain what the codex is? Shoot, man, it's hard for me to explain it because if I explain it, you get the number 2. You're not getting the number 1. The number 1 is when I felt it. The number 2 is when I gave it to you and you felt it from me explaining it. All right. So how can I explain what the codex is? Yeah, a combination of all matter and antimatter. In actuality, you can consider it a combination of all things. No matter how you put things together, it's still the codex. It's the mainframe. All right. So we call this the network, which is the tone of the universe. Shell on. Shell on. Which is the tone, which is the spirit of peace that embodies the tone of Om. All right? Because we connect with that peaceful spirit or that peaceful reality through the tone of Om, Shell Om. All right? Which everything, so be it, lives in accordance to how the universe wants to move. Harukment. All right? So, yeah, we know it's an archive of information that is and has been moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. An archive. Let's look up the meaning of archive, just in case people want to argue with me. Look, a collection of historical documents or records. Records providing information about a place or institution or a group of people. So, you know, a collection of historical documents or records. You know what the record is? The record is spinning. The record is playing in your mind when you remember the ancestors, because when you record, you remember, you're going back to the cord or the rope of Allah. Record. You're holding on to that cord of God and pulling closer, the umbilical cord. Yes, to that sacred womb of the mother. So now let's move forward. Yes, a movement. What is a movement? And an act of changing physical location or position, or having this change. All right. So excuse me, or of having this change. So like the act of moving physical location, but it's deeper than that when we talk about movement. You know, because a movement really, you know what movement is really this. A group of people working together to advance their shared political, social, or artistic ideas. Bow. That's what a movement is. When we say the Messiah Code movement, you obviously get the idea of what we are talking about. All right? You get the idea of what we're talking about. It's a movement. A group of people working together to advance their shared political, social, or artistic ideas. That's a movement. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. Shout out to you. Shout out to the movement. Peace to everybody that's going to be at Charlotte Rise Up. And I want to shout out to Rex and Effects. Shout out to my brother Rex and Effects, Chief Rex, Cabos Landing. I cannot wait to be on the land, to powwow with the brothers and sisters, to powwow with the family, enjoy some time meditating, as well as just connecting with the family in Charlotte. All right. Let me go out like this. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to you. What's up, Coom? Shout out to the family.
We the Rebellions in this millennium. Flash talking to Gideon. Pass, I'm a reptilian.
I want to say shout out to the family. Thank you for everybody that's watching.
This millennium.
YouTube, Facebook, you know what it is.
Pass, I'm a reptilian.
Peace to the Messiahs. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
I see y'all in Charlotte.
Yo, Rex, you crazy for this one? Oh. Before we go to war, I had to summon the chief. We marching on the land and we plan for keep. Called up the Blackfoot and smoked with the Cherokee. Meditating on the mound, got me feeling my therapy.
Shout out to the family.
Guitar ball and wax saw. We was charting stars like the Nationals in Nassau. We the real Indians, we back in Charlotte. The ancestors here never left the Charlotte. This one goes out to my grandma Charlotte. We take the land back, time to rise up Charlotte. We the real Indians, we back in Charlotte. The ancestors here never left the Charlotte. This one goes out to my grandma Charlotte. We take the land back, time to rise up Charlotte.
Peace to the Messiahs. Thank you.
Time to rise up Charlotte. Time to rise up Charlotte. Time to rise up Charlotte.
Right. Time to rise up.
Charlotte. Time to rise up Charlotte. Time to rise up Charlotte. Time to rise up Charlotte.
Make sure you show up to Charlotte Rise Up.
Time to rise up Charlotte. 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 Time to rise up Charlotte.